Hello, everyone. Giovanna here with Flow State Financials, where we talk about all things money from small business bookkeeping to personal financial wellness. Today, I'm excited to talk about one of my new favorite tools, which is the banking platform Relay. And a quick note that I am a Relay banking partner, but this is not sponsored at all. These are totally just my thoughts after playing around with the platform. With that said, if you do enjoy this demo and are interested in opening an account, I have a link below. And if you use that link and deposit at least $50, you will get $50, which is a pretty great bonus. So, Relay is also the official banking partner for the Profit First system, which is all about splitting your money into different accounts for different business purposes. So that includes operating expenses, taxes, profit, owner's pay, and more. If you are familiar with the Ally Bank savings buckets, this is similar just for businesses. If you're interested, I also have a video where I walk through the Ally Bank buckets, so I will link that below. So if you are just getting started or feeling a bit of cash flow stress, Relay can be a total game changer. All right, let's check it out. Okay, so let's start by walking through a few key pieces of information on the Relay website. It is important to note that Relay is a fintech company and is not a bank. They are a banking platform, but all banking services are actually provided by Thread Bank. And if you scroll down a bit, you can see here that you are FDIC insured for up to $3 million. And again, they are the official banking platform for Profit First. And if you are curious about this methodology, I highly recommend checking out this book. So, with that, here are a few key features. One, there are no minimum balances or hidden fees. And I think this is especially great for small businesses just starting out because a lot of other banks will require you to keep a minimum amount with them to avoid monthly fees. But with Relay, you don't have to worry about that. And then, keeping with the profit first method, you also get up to 20 individual checking accounts. There are also other features like bill pay, invoicing, credit cards. So let's dive in to take a look at all of these. All right, so now that we are inside, here is where you can add new accounts. Under external accounts, you can link other banks. So I have my business and personal checking account from Wells Fargo linked here. So let's say that I want to open a new account to set aside money for taxes. I can click Add Account and add in the information here. So we will call this account Taxes and click Create. You'll see some next steps here, but I will go ahead and click Done for now. And now you can see the new checking account for taxes is here. So here you can set auto transfer rules that move money between your different accounts. And you can do a maximum balance rule or set a profit first rule. So let's check out the maximum balance rule. So let's say that every month I want to keep $100 in the business checking account and then transfer everything over that into the taxes account. And let's see the profit first rule. So let's say instead that we want to allocate all of our money into different accounts. So I might say keep $0 in the business checking account. And instead, maybe I transfer 50% into an account for operating expenses and then 30% to my taxes account. And then you can make new accounts for your profit or your owner's draws. Maybe I want to ensure that I am putting away 15% into my business savings. So you can really customize this with all of the different accounts that you want to use, as well as the percentages that you would allocate to each. Okay, let's move down to cards. Relay allows you to create both virtual and physical cards. So let's create a new card here. Here, you can select if it is a physical or virtual card. So let's do virtual for now. And you can also choose the source account. So let's go ahead and choose the business checking here. And you can also select a backup account. So let's do the taxes. And here you can select the primary card holder. Let's click next. And here you can add additional restrictions like categories or spending limits. So, for example, let's say that you make a card for an employee and you only want them to be able to spend $100 a day or a monthly maximum of $2,000. And this can really help you manage your budgeting. Let's click next. You can also add new users to cards or even freeze them if you want to pause any transactions. So another cool feature is that you can actually send invoices and get paid through Relay. You can add new contacts and create invoices. And here you can add your logo and customize the invoice to include your services, the pricing, etc. So for example, you can put test here for $15. And if you want, you can also apply discounts. So let's do a little test of 10%. You'll see the discount is applied here and the total is updated. You can also edit the payment methods that you accept. So if you click here, you can see your options. So there is a 1% fee for accepting payments by bank, $5 for a wire transfer. So I would turn this off. And then ACHs are free. And you can also add any additional details here. So I sent a test invoice to myself, and this is the email that I received. You'll notice that there is no PDF invoice attached in the email, but I can click review and pay here. And from this page, I can download the PDF. And this is what the invoice looks like. So going back to this page, I can see the payment method options here. And I can pay by bank, which will have that 1% fee, or I can do my own ACH. And again, you are welcome to choose any payment methods that you would like to offer, keeping in mind the transaction fees for all of them. Let's check out payments next, where you can easily pay bills from Relay. One thing I love is that you can invite payees to enter their own payment information and securely collect their W-9. So you can go to payees and then click new payee. And then you can fill out this information. So let's do a quick test. So you can fill out this information up here and then click add a payment method. And let's go ahead and choose ACH. So you have two options. You can enter the payment details manually. Maybe it is included on the invoice that you received. Or you can request payment details directly from the payee, so they are responsible for correctly adding their information. So let's click this. You can add a message, and this is what is so cool. You can select this box to make a W-9 form required. This way, they are prompted to upload their W-9 so you know that you have it when it comes time to file 1099s for taxes. You can also copy yourself to receive that email as well. So, just to show you what that looks like, this is the email that I received when I sent a test payment a few days ago. And again, it just puts the responsibility on the vendor to correctly enter their payment information and allows you to collect their W-9 in a secured manner upfront. And once you actually process the payment, your vendor will receive this confirmation email. So it's just a great way to keep everyone automatically up to date on their payments. Another great feature is that you can set up recurring payments. And let's add one here. So here you can add your payee and choose your payment method. I typically go for ACH next day because there are no transaction fees. And again, if you have multiple checking accounts, you can choose the source account that you would like to use for these payments. And then it's super straightforward to fill out these details. So a great example of a recurring expense is rent. So let's say that you have an office space that costs $3,000 a month and you would like to do a recurring payment. And let's say that this is due on the first of every month. So you would like it to start on July 1st. And you can set this to occur every 1 month. This schedule will pop up, which shows you all of the upcoming payment dates. And then you can choose if these payments never end or if they end after a certain date or a certain number of times. So let's say that you plan to stay in your office indefinitely. We can just click never ends for now. And of course, you can turn this off if you ever move out of that office. And finally, you can add a memo down here. So you might just call it rent. There is also an expenses tab here. Personally, I still manage all receipts and expense categorization within QuickBooks, so I won't dive into it in this video, but just so you know, you can explore this as well. And finally, let's check out the team tab. And this is awesome because you can add new team members and give them an option of 7 different permission levels. So this can be really great if you want to share your bank details with your accountant or bookkeeper, but only want them to have read-only access. Or maybe you have a staff member and you only want them to be able to pay bills. Relay has a bunch of resources on their website, so I will link this in the description below, and it outlines the different permission levels and what they allow. And they also have information down here showing how you can get in touch if you need any support. And I can honestly say that the Relay customer support is wonderful because I do think that it is rare that you will find a banking platform that offers all of these features, multiple checking accounts, really easy invoicing and bill pay with no minimum requirements or monthly fees. And combined with profit first automations, it can be awesome for cash flow management. So, again, if you are interested in checking out Relay totally for free, use the link below. And if you put $50 or more into your account, you will get $50 in return. And if you are starting or growing a business and need bookkeeping support, we do offer free consultations. Our website is linked below, so please reach out. I would love to connect. As always, thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye, everyone.